Now let's take a look at our inflation. We have been running around 2.4% in inflation if you look at the CPI. Now, for many years, I thought the CPI is kind of a fraud because it always seems to understate inflation. But I've done some recent studies lately, especially because this inflation is so concerned, and I actually found out that the CPI is fairly accurate over the long run, but many times it lags. And so you have a distortion for 4 or 5 years, but eventually over the long run it catch up. So I do have a little more faith after that study into the CPI. However, it is lagging now. I would say that the real inflation is probably running around 3.5%. There's an organization called the American Institute for Economic Research, a nonprofit organization. You can go to their website. They have an EPI, Everyday Pricing Index. They've created their own independent index to see what the average person's cost of living has gone up, and it's running about 3.5%. So the CPI is lagging a little bit, and the reason it's lagging is that 40% of the CPI is the owner equivalent rent index, which means as rents go up, that will be reflected in the inflation numbers. So I would expect in the short term the inflation to kick up a little bit, but I'm going to show you why I do not expect inflation for many years and how you can monitor it, and this is one of the things I want to leave you with.